All right. It's episode 49 of KT Confidential. That's the first time somebody has shaken my hand as the intro into the podcast. Welcome, Steve Bruman.
Well, thank you, Ariel Kormendy.
This is the first one-on-one that you and I have here in the podcast. So glad to have you here for episode 49 of KT Confidential.
Well, thank you very much. I'm happy to be here.
Totally unscripted today. No agenda, no topics. I asked Steve if there's anything that he would like to talk about, and he said no. And then started talking about Barney the Purple Dinosaur and singing something about Pebble Beach. And I don't know.
I didn't sing it very well to begin with, so.
Are you a fidgeter? Because Adrian's a fidgeter.
I'm a very big fidgeter. Fidgeter big.
We have to get some of those hand scooshes or whatever they're called. Anyways, I do have some things I want to talk about. I don't know if you're going to have much insight to it or not, but...
let's dig away.
First and foremost, you've had a great year this year, very busy year. Mm-hmm. We're coming into the latter part of the year where we already start planning for 2020.
That's scary, 2020.
Isn't it?
Oh, frick. Okay, I can't imagine. It's mind-boggling.
Just saying it, right? 2020.
Right? 2020.
Well, considering you were born in the early 1900s. Can you bleep that out?
It's okay.
So you've already booked your vacation. Is it booked?
Absolutely. Yes, we did.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
You booked the vacation.
Yep.
You're the first one in the company to book their 2020 vacation. You earned it. Cool. You deserve it.
Thank you very much.
And you're going back to Jamaica.
Oh, so excited.
Where you were last year for your anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
You booked the same resort?
Same resort.
Which resort is it?
That's the by Principe Luxury Resort.
Yes.
In Runaway Bay, Jamaica.
Runaway Bay. I've been there.
Yeah.
Nice spot.
It's a beautiful spot. We decided to go back to the same spot because we had such a great time there. We decided why not continue that before trying somewhere else where we wouldn't know for sure if we'd have a good time or not.
And that was your first all-inclusive trip?
First time.
So you liked it so much and Barb liked it so much.
Absolutely.
You booked it again.
Yeah, just to get away, just the two of us, all-inclusive, don't have to worry about anything.
I think I mentioned that to you last week when you were thinking about booking it.
Yep.
I've never been back to the same resort twice.
Really?
I don't know why. I don't know. There's probably resorts that I've been to that I would have gone back again. But there just seems to be so many options that, I don't know, I always went somewhere else. The last time Natalie and I were on a all-inclusive vacation was in St. Lucia 4 years ago. A resort called the Rendezvous. And I'd go back there. I would definitely go back there. I don't know. There was something about the resort, and probably you guys felt that about the Bahia and Runaway Bay. Something about the resort that just captured me. The service was great. The food was really good. The location was nice. The beach was beautiful. The people were fantastic. Like, it just all came together. And that was the first time I really could have said that I really enjoyed absolutely every aspect of that trip. And they did a wonderful job of entertaining us.
Right. Because that's a big part of it, too,
nothing
right?
around.
Yep.
And they did all kinds of activities throughout the day. Of course, the beach volleyball and all that stuff. But they had things like archery and art classes where you could make jewelry or artwork and things like that kept us pretty on. Yeah. And St. Lucia was a pretty special place for us. So I'd go back there, but that would be the only one I could think of. But yeah, I've never been back. So you guys are going back to the same resort?
Same resort. Like I said, we enjoyed it so much the first time. And being first time all-inclusive, we didn't really want to take a chance going somewhere where we weren't sure if we're going to have a good time or not. So we figured we're going to spend lots of money. So let's go, and we know we're going to have a great time.
When are you going?
January 17th.
For a week?
For a week, 7 days. Yeah.
Perfect time to go. Right in the middle of winter.
And to be honest, it was because it was the cheapest time to go.
Sure, because people don't have money after Christmas and the holidays.
Hanukkah, Christmas, whatever your holidays that you celebrate. Absolutely, right? We just reached out to our agent, Lisa. She did a great job. Found us great pricing. Worked on the flights.
I think that's important too, to have a good travel agent.
Yeah.
And I know Lisa. She's a friend of yours. She's a past client as well. Give her a quick shout out. But if you have a good travel agent, that's especially one that's been to the places, then they can advise you based on what you need, what you want a little bit better. So that's important. The other benefit, I think, if you go back to a resort again, you go for a second, and I have friends that have gone back to the same resort multiple times. If you've never been there, and we talked about this, the first day is a write-off because that's a travel day and you're trying to figure out where everything is. You don't know where the buffet is or where to go to eat or where to get a drink at a certain time or whatever, or where's the jerk chicken on the beach and that kind of stuff.
I can tell you that now, that's for sure.
Right?
Absolutely,
And then the last day, you end up losing that to travel as well. So really on a 7-day trip, if it's your first time there, you really only have 4 days where you know the place, you're comfortable, you're settled in, and you're not traveling, right?
Yep.
So a 7-day trip really doesn't give you that relaxation. When you've been there before, you get there.
We know exactly where we're going, what we're doing, what
Bellboy
bar we're hitting.
takes your bags, and you hit the beach, you hit the jerk stand, and you're good to go. Favorite drink?
I think it's called the Dirty Monkey.
What's in a Dirty Monkey?
Rum cream, some other alcohol, a banana.
I love those drinks. Some other alcohol.
It was good. And there was some sweet stuff. And it's like a frosty almost.
Well, it sounds like an alcoholic smoothie.
Exactly what it was. It just went down so fast.
It's a great way to start the day.
Oh, my goodness. It was a great way to start the day, cope with the day, and end the day.
Yeah. A lot of sugar, though. Got to watch those sugars with all those drinks.
But that's okay because you're on vacation.
That's true.
All right.
That's true.
So running
Guilty
on the
pleasures.
beach. Oh, for sure.
Well, I'm excited for you.
Oh, thank you.
Well deserved, and
so looking forward to it. Can't wait.
Then you go, you relax, you come back fully refreshed, and get focused. Do you do any work while you're on vacation? I saw the smirk. Your wife has something to say about that, I bet.
Big time. She says, this time when you go away, she says,
Does Barb watch the podcast or listen to the podcast?
Yes, she does. So
she might now that you're on this one. Yeah.
No, she does. She did tell me that this time when we go away, when we get there, you're taking your phone. She may have said effing phone, but probably not. Maybe that's what I heard. And you're locking it away. Because, I wanted to do a lot of recording of the trip for memories and to get comfortable doing some vlogs.
Actually,
right?
I know why you're saying, looked at me and said vlogs, because we make fun of you when you say vlog.
Yeah.
It's funny. I don't remember who the artist was, but I was listening to a radio station and they were doing a little interview with this popular artist. And he said, yo, you got to check out my vlog. And I'm like, what? And since that 3 weeks ago, I've been hearing it more and more. So you may have brought this trend in that now vlogs are
vlogs.
Vlogs.
And that's what Barb and I were talking about.
All right, so you want a vlog on your trip.
Yeah.
But Barb doesn't want you to have the phone.
Because once you have the phone, you're going to see an email or two pop up and you're going to start reading it.
But you put it on airplane mode.
It takes a couple of days for me to relax and get away from, because I'm so invested with everything that's going on that got me here to go on vacation. I know you guys are here to take care of my clients if anything happens, but I'm still invested in it and I still love to be there for my clients. So if there's anything, I don't know, call it what you will, but I have a hard time disconnecting. I've always have.
So here's a tip.
Yes, and I think we talked about this already.
No, I don't know if we did or we didn't.
Yeah.
I have a short-term memory sometimes.
I'm the old guy. I should have that, not you.
Well, you do.
There you go.
I'm probably the second oldest in the company. I think so.
I'll go with that.
There you go.
What's your tip?
Cam and I were talking this morning that I'm going to start doing a lot of coaching and bring some awareness to realtors across the country and how they can improve and learn and just be better professionals, increase their income, all these things. A huge part of a realtor's success comes from many things, but one key component is having the ability to shut off throughout the year. I don't care how many times you do it, but 2 or 3 times throughout the year, you need to shut off. And when I mean shut off, I don't mean carrying your phone around to take photos and video, because the inevitable will happen.
Happens all the time to me.
You'll end up tweeting. You'll post something on Insta. You'll check out your stories on Insta and Facebook, or go through your feed to see what's happening with your friends or what's happening at home. What's the weather at home?
I don't care about the weather so much. It's more the family, right?
You got to shut it down. And there's a lot of people out there that will disagree. There's a lot of very good entrepreneurs in the world that will say this is a part of your life. Your phone is a part of today's society, and part of the hustle is also showing people what you are doing in your personal life.
Yeah.
You know, the behind the scenes stuff is what people want to see. And that includes having your phone and recording things at all times. I disagree. Because you need the ability to just step away and refresh your mind. If you do that, let's just say 3 weeks a year. I'll cut that in half and say 10 days a year.
Yeah.
Your mind, your body, your soul will be more refreshed to produce better, to produce more in the other 355 days of the year because of that 10 days of downtime that you wouldn't have otherwise had. Same reason a hockey team won't play their goalie 82 games of the year. You need some rest. You need to shut it down.
I like that analogy. How'd you know I was a goalie?
Yeah. Well,
nice.
Unfortunately, you're a fan of
the greatest sports team.
Not the greatest sports team. That's right.
The greatest sports team.
Unfortunately, we hired a Habs fan. Yes, Steve is a Montreal Canadiens fan. And for those of you that know, I am a diehard Leafs fan. So even sitting across from him right now doing this podcast and talking about hockey is giving me the goosebumps a little bit in the wrong way.
Blood is boiling.
You got to shut it down, Steve.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the happy medium of that would be. Maybe you decide 4 days of the 7-day trip, the phone is locked away. Here's my tip, though. Go out and get yourself a secondary camera.
That's what we did the first trip. We got a disposable camera because we did a couple of water sports, so we wanted to make sure.
Not a disposable one. Don't cheap out. Get one for a couple $100 with a waterproof casing that you can you can do that now. Point and shoots that are waterproof, a couple $100, digital. Yeah. They take beautiful photos. You probably, I don't know, how many megapixels would one of those be? 20? 25 megapixels on a little point and shoot. They're easy. They're slim now. You throw it in your pocket.
Nice.
And that way you have photo and video capabilities. Your phone stays away. Even if you go into airplane mode on your phone,
the temptation
you still got the phone.
The temptation.
It's not even the temptation. It's that mental disconnect because you still have your phone. And your brain is now accustomed to phone being related to working. So even if it's on airplane mode and you're taking photos and video with it, you're not going to fully disconnect. And of course, I don't know about yours, but in my photo album, I got a shit ton of photos that are work related. So you got to disconnect. I agree with Barb.
And I think she already mentioned, let's go get a second camera.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now that we had this conversation, it's bringing back memories. She's going to say, I told you, I already said that.
Yep.
Not in that tone.
I agree with her. I agree with her. The other thing you got to do is, and I know you're not a big fan of reading, find a book that motivates you to pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what it is. Could be the Ken Dryden book, autobiography. It could be the...
I have that book signed by Ken Dryden.
Do you?
Absolutely.
Well, you see, I've been in your house and you don't even know it. Thanks for that, Barb.
Yeah. Hey, wait a minute.
It could be it could even be a book on work.
Yep.
Although preferably not. A novel of some kind. Whatever floats your boat. You get a book. You have some dirty monkeys. Sit on the beach. Put your phone away. Lock it up. Disconnect. Let your mind just go somewhere else. That's the beauty. So when we went to St. Lucia, my phone went into the safe. It came out, I think, 2 days of the 8 days that we were there. And those 2 days were for photo and video.
Right.
And I made a point of it being the day that we took our excursion. So we climbed up the pitons there. So I wanted to have my phone with me, of course. And then the last day to capture the things that you like or whatever. Yeah. And then that in between, it was in the safe, and I didn't pull it out. And I got a book, one of my favorite authors, Douglas Copeland, a Canadian author. Got one of his books, sat down by the pool, and I just kept reading and drinking until it was nap time. Right, and that's what I did, and I felt that it was very refreshing. So that's my recommendation to you. That's my advice for all realtors out there. Put the damn phone away for several days throughout the year. Scatter it out. A couple in the winter, a couple in the summer, a couple in the fall, whatever. Even if it's 2 days, if you can do a week, good on you. The challenge is most realtors don't have the fallback that you do. You go away. You literally have to do nothing in terms of work.
Oh, that's what I'm so grateful for.
And
Absolutely.
you can be confident that your clients are getting as good of a service that you're providing hands-on with anybody else in the organization.
100%.
So you got nothing to worry about in terms of work. Your social media is not going to fail you because you're gone for a week. You do some stuff leading up to that. In fact, Facebook and a lot of the other platforms allow you to schedule your posts. So maybe you do a few posts that you scheduled that actually go live when they get posted while you're away. You could even send the team content to post on your behalf. I'm sure Cam would be happy to do some of that for you, or Jennifer. Myself, not so much, but everybody else will help you out with
dirty monkey photos coming your way, Cam. Lots of those.
Take the photos from your last trip and just regurgitate them.
Just change the order around.
All right, so absolutely. I wanted to let's get off this topic now and go on to a couple of other things. Hope you enjoyed that trip. A few podcasts ago, I don't remember which episode it was, maybe 46, if my memory serves me correct. Adrian and I had a chat, and we had a bunch of topics. We didn't get to all of them. One of the topics was my prime areas for investing right now. My top 4 areas for investing. Now, our team office is based in Milton. Our brokerage is based in Oakville. We live in Milton. We do a lot of work in Halton and Peel region, and now the surrounding regions, because things are getting pushed out a little bit because of price. I don't know if you would agree. Tell me if you agree with this statement, Steve.
Sure.
An investor that wants to invest in a property versus a first-time buyer that wants to purchase their first property, would you say properties that are attractive to the investor are probably properties that are attractive to the first-time home buyers and vice versa?
I would say yes. Absolutely. It's a good investment because of especially the way the market is. People can't afford homes, so they're being pushed out, like you said. I've got several people that are looking out Kitchener, Cambridge, Waterloo area just because of the rent. It's fantastic.
They want to invest in a property?
They're buying.
They want to buy a property.
They're buying. I have somebody that lives here in Milton. About a year and a half ago, we purchased a property out in Cambridge to invest. And over the last few months, we've been talking back and forth. So they're getting ready to purchase another property. We haven't discussed yet where, because he's still getting his finances.
Okay, so let's talk about this for a second. So you've got a client that lives in Milton.
Yep.
And a year and a half ago purchased what type of property in Cambridge?
A stacked townhome.
Mm-hmm. How much was it purchased for?
It was purchased, well, my memory is slipping here. I'm going to say around just under 400.
Okay. Very reasonable.
Yeah.
And how much is it currently valued at in terms of market rent? If it was rented out today?
Today, well, if I remember correctly, he was getting about 15. Now he can probably get about almost 1,800.
Mm-hmm. And he's had good success with that. You helped him find the tenant, and everything's going smoothly.
Everything is going great so far.
And wants to purchase another one.
Yeah.
That's great.
Build his empire, he says.
Very good. Now, first-time home buyer, probably looking for the same kind of property, right?
Depends. Depends on the first-time home buyer. I just helped the first home buyer with a family, so he's not looking to stack townhome. He was looking for a home, like a detached, semi-detached.
Has kids and a pad or something.
A couple of kids, so he needs a bigger space than just the townhome or stacked townhome. So it's a different property, right?
Different types of first-time home buyers.
So it all
Whereas
depends.
an investor is looking at the numbers.
Correct.
So whether you're a first-time home buyer or an investor, there are markets like Oakville or Mississauga that are getting pretty pricey.
Very pricey.
And when you do the numbers, when you do the math, it's either hard to afford as a first-time home buyer that doesn't have a lot of equity that was built up from other properties. And if you're an investor, it's hard to work out those numbers to balance the ledgers on on both sides of the equation where you come out ahead of the game. So my criteria for finding great properties to either invest in or be a first-time home buyer. The reason I'm bundling these two together, Steve, and you said, okay, yeah, these folks needed a different place than a stacked townhome because they have kids and they want a backyard or whatever.
Correct.
But the primary goal, the end game of both properties, both the first-time home buyer and the investor, are kind of similar in that they both want to pull out equity to reinvest at some point.
I agree. Most of them, yeah.
First-time home buyer builds up equity in their first home, takes that equity and reinvests it into probably a larger home. The investor builds up equity and then uses that equity, whether or not they sell that property, uses the equity as leverage to purchase another or multiple other units. So you're looking for places that have the most potential to increase in value.
Right.
And you want to do it where the numbers make sense. Because in Milton, you could buy a $700,000 house that might be worth $800,000 in a few years, might. But you got to come up with that $700,000. You got to come up with that down payment on $700,000. So it's all about the ratios and the percentages and how much are you going to benefit from all that. So here are my top four places to invest in right now. Woodstock, Cambridge, Guelph, and Grimsby.
Interesting. Why Woodstock?
I have a few criteria for where and why to invest. And every area is going to have
–
pockets,
absolutely, yeah.
which are better than others. So you got to work with somebody that knows those areas. And somebody that's, up to date on what's happening in those areas. I like to be close to a highway. Anytime I'm looking at investments for myself or for our clients, the closer you are to the highway, the more likely you are to attract a bigger audience to the property because you're cutting down on somebody's commute.
Correct. Yeah, I hear that often too. Yeah.
I also want to make sure there's good public transportation. Mm-hmm. If you can be close to a GO station, you're definitely ahead of the game. So Woodstock has got both. Mm-hmm. Got the GO station going in. You got the 401 right there. There's a lot of newer homes, older homes. There's a lot of growth. There's great pockets with schools, parks. There's some amenities that are still lacking, but I could have said all of that about Milton 10 years ago too.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
When I started working in Milton in 2004, there were 37,000 people living in town. Now there's 117,000 or so. And, that's not that long ago, 15 years, right? So
that's incredible.
You think about long-term investments, 5, 10, 15 years, you got to think everything is getting pushed out a little bit, right? So you got the core of the GTA. I still consider Milton as kind of the edge of that GTA border, right? Anything beyond is no longer the GTA. So you go outside of Milton, where do you go next?
Yeah.
You go Guelph, right? Guelph is getting a little pricey. Mm-hmm. So you just keep going down the 401 until you find something.
Yeah.
And the next best place, you got Cambridge along the way, of course. But Woodstock gives you a lot of options. Well, you just helped a client purchase a home in Woodstock.
Yes,
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Great clients, actually.
In fact, yeah.
Yeah.
Big fan of the KT Confidential podcast.
Absolutely. Tendai and Nakazi. Big shout out to those fine folks. Beep. Sorry. Yeah, no, great
That's
clients.
Okay. I'm sure she doesn't mind us giving her a shout out.
No, they're awesome.
Tendai, you're a great client. And so let's talk about the Woodstock property. And let's talk about helping somebody purchase in Woodstock. You spent a fair amount of time looking out there.
Yeah, we made a few trips out there. Saw a whole bunch of places, and we actually came across a really nice place on a court, a couple of years old. They fell in love with it. Went through the whole process, doing comparables, visits, home inspection, made the offer and everything else. And they're just super excited about it. And we saw some other places. They were even entertaining the fact of a new build. There's a couple of new builds in the area, so we're looking at those places, but they weren't sold on it. For the price and the square footage and everything, we found this perfect home for them.
Yeah, a lot of development happening right now in
very big,
in Woodstock. So, give me a number. Let's say $500,000. Mm-hmm. What does it buy you in Woodstock?
$500,000. You can get a detached home. A small detached home in Woodstock, 5 to 10 years old.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what $500,000 buys you in Milton, right?
Yeah, 1 bedroom plus den condo.
Yep. Pretty much.
Crazy.
Maybe a 2-bedroom if you're lucky.
Yeah, maybe.
So
crazy.
So you got to think about that, right? Because a lot of people now want that value, want bigger homes, more features, without having to spend $700, $800, $900.
Right.
Because a home like that in Milton.
Oh, the home like that is easily 8.
Yeah.
Pushing 9. Yeah.
Yep.
It's a big lot too.
You asked me about Woodstock. Mm-hmm. I also really like Grimsby. I always have. The only challenge with Grimsby, if you're commuting into the GTA, it gets super tricky.
That bridge, right?
Going through the bridge. Cam's giggling because he's living in Hamilton right now and has to make that trek sometimes. But traffic gets really stupid, especially it's just harder to dictate when that traffic is going to be jammed up. Whereas on the 401, you kind of know, okay, here are the rush hours. And
401 seems to be jammed up all the time, though.
It's more predictable.
Yeah,
it's more predictable.
Absolutely.
And it just has better flow. I don't know, that Skyway Bridge and 403 QEW there, it can keep you backed up for a long time. And Grimsby is actually getting to be a little bit more expensive. But there again, you go, you're not that far from Burlington. Okay. Go Station, not that far away. Well, they've got the Go there, and then you've got the Hamilton and now Niagara on the Lake, or St. Catharines, I should say. You've got so many avenues there of what you can do with the family, or if you're a little bit older and you want to retire, or you're just looking for, again, value without being too far away.
Yeah.
So I really like those spots. And then Guelph and Cambridge, because they're
close.
They're pretty close.
Off the highway.
They're pretty close. I just helped one of my best friends purchase a home in Guelph in a beautiful neighborhood. I would say similar home in Milton probably would pay 30% more for the same home, if you could find the same home.
Probably on a smaller lot too.
Yeah, this lot is it's a huge lot backing onto basically a forest of green space, and it's absolutely beautiful. And I challenged them because they live in Milton now, and they work in Oakville. And I challenged them. I said, okay, you want to move to Guelph before we put this offer in on the property. I want you to drive to the house at 6 o'clock in the morning and leave the house when you would normally be leaving to go to work, and make sure that you're okay with that commute and that traffic. And they did.
Yep. I've done that before too. I've taken clients and I told them the same thing. Go out rush hours or time that you normally take. See if you can do the commute.
And
because you're going to have to.
So it added about 17 minutes to their drive. And you know what they said? Actually, that 17 minutes is nice to have that little bit of downtime on the way to work and on the way home from work. If the 401 gets too busy, there's a lot of back ways.
Highway 6 or something, right?
Yeah, you can go all the way down Highway 6 or whatever. Lots of options to take country roads. He's got a motorcycle, so in the summertime, maybe even, take a little cruise. But what they said to me was that extra 17-minute drive to come home to a house like that we couldn't afford or even find in the GTA is well worth it.
100%.
And we're going to make that investment. We're seeing that more and more and more. So when we keep hearing all of these people saying, yeah, I want to look out that way, I want to look out that way, and there's more amenities, there's the Go Station, the other developments, newer developments, you see builders building, you see all that, gentrification, you got to have that vision that 5, 10, 15 years out, property values are going to increase substantially. Will they in the GTA core? Yes. Can you afford to? No. Maybe, maybe not. Here's what I know. What you can buy a townhome for today in Milton or Oakville or Burlington, you could probably purchase 2 properties in those other areas.
Yeah.
They don't rent necessarily as easily, and obviously for not as much, but when you do the breakdown on the numbers, your actual return on your investment, your ROI on your initial investment, oftentimes is better, especially if you're in it for the long term.
Sure.
So when are you getting out with your client to look for another Cambridge property?
I'm waiting to hear back from them as soon as they have the green light from their mortgage person. It won't be long, he said.
Chris helped some clients out in Kitchener not that long ago. They purchased a condo for $200,000.
That's crazy.
1-bedroom condo for $200,000 and rented it out super quick for $1,350 or $1,400. They're actually coming out cash flow positive.
Oh, nice.
On a $200,000 purchase. So that doesn't happen all the time. Average, $350,000, we talk about $400,000. Let's do quick math. $400,000, 20% down, $80,000.
Mm-hmm.
You have your land transfer tax, lawyer fees, all of that stuff. Let's say you're at $90,000 ish.
Yeah.
So you've got a $90,000 investment. Steve, do you know how much a GIC right now at 2.5% would pay you on that $90,000 investment?
I have no idea.
I'm going to give you a ballpark, about $100 a month over a year. So $1,200-ish dollars. $1,200. So your return on that investment is pretty low.
Very low.
Let's do that math now. If you were to purchase that $400,000 home with 20% down, you're mortgaging roughly $320,000. So right now, your mortgage payment is going to be roughly, quick math here, maybe $1,450 a month ish. $1,450 a month. Does that place at $400K that you guys bought have any maintenance fees?
Yeah. That was, can't remember now. Not very much though.
Couple $100?
Yeah, if that.
So let's just say 200 for the sake of it, because a lot of places in Cambridge, Kitchener, Waterloo area, they do have maintenance fees. Yeah. They're on what's called a parcel of tied land. Mm-hmm. So for those of you that don't know, when you see townhomes with maintenance fees, and those maintenance fees don't cover anything, it's because it's on a private property, which is called a parcel of tied land. You own the home. It's a freehold home, but the land that it's on is owned by all of the owners. So it's basically a private land. It's a tied land to each other, and the road needs maintenance. So you contribute to maintaining that land and road. So let's just say $200. So we're at $1,650 cost a month. You got property taxes at probably another
$1,400, maybe.
Let's say $1,800, $150 a month. Is that too much?
Yeah. Yeah, maybe.
Okay, so you're at $1,800 a month cost.
Yeah.
Right now, the market value for that place is probably right around there.
Probably right around that, yeah.
So maybe you're not making a cash flow positive on a monthly basis, but somebody else is paying that mortgage.
Yep, value's going up.
So here's another little quick math session for those of you listening. A $1,450 mortgage, about half of that is going to go to the principal, half of that is going to go to your interest. So every month, about $700 of your interest or of your principal is getting paid down. That's $8,400 a month in principal paid down. Now, let's just say that property increases in value 5%. Is that fair?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
On a yearly basis. I think that's very fair.
Very fair, for sure.
Some years it might be lower, some years it might be higher.
On average, yeah.
Very good average for all of the areas that I discussed. Very, very reasonable at 5%. So that property in a year is going to increase in value $20,000. Mm-hmm. The mortgage has been paid down $8,400. That's $28,400 in equity that you've gained on having that investment property with the tenant for that year of time. You invested $90,000 initially.
Yep.
That's roughly a quick math here, 22 and whatever percent.
That's good.
Return on your initial investment. That's what makes a good investment. So the areas that I believe have that opportunity, again, Grimsby, Guelph, Cambridge, Woodstock. Mm-hmm. So if you're thinking about buying a first home or an investment property, keep your eye on those markets. Keep your eye on opportunities, especially under $500,000 if you can find them. They're hard, but they're there.
Yeah.
They're there. We find them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my tip. That's my tip for those of you that commented that I was going to talk about these areas that I love and I didn't. So I'm sorry you had to wait until episode 49 to hear it. But those are the areas. I might bring some more tidbits of information. How much more time we got left? Do we have time for another topic?
5 minutes.
Got 5 minutes.
Speed topic.
What do you want to talk about?
I don't know.
You're a food guy.
I do like food, yeah.
Any new foods that you've tried in the GTA that you want to talk about?
No, but I'll let you know next week because this Friday I'm going to a new burger joint in Mississauga, so I'll give you my feedback then.
Talk to me about this burger joint.
Can I give you the name?
Yeah, sure. Give him a shout out.
Give him a shout out. Gladiator Burger
Right.
on Erin Mills Parkway.
How did you hear about Gladiator Burger?
Actually, it's clients of mine. They invited me for lunch. It's
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You're a cheap fuck, eh?
no, so
You wait till everybody takes you out for lunch or dinner.
No. I do okay by my clients. Met these really great clients, helped them purchase a home, and they told me that they own this restaurant, and I said, "Oh yeah," and they talked about it, and they kept insisting that I come for lunch.
Oh, they own the restaurant.
They own the restaurant.
They're inviting you as their guest to their establishment.
Yeah. So I said, okay. I finally said, okay, let's go. This
Love
Friday.
the name, Gladiator Burger. It sounds like a burger with substance, right?
You should check out the menu. I can't even say the names, but they got photos, and the burgers are like this. They're stacked like that. If I come back in the afternoon all sleepy, you know why.
Yeah, that's definitely take the afternoon off kind of lunch, right?
No, I can't. I've got an open house Friday night, so but it'll keep me going through the weekend, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm so looking forward to it because they are awesome clients, as are all my clients.
Kiss ass.
Well, you know what? It is what it is. They are all awesome. So they're very excited, and they kept bugging me to come. So I said, yes, I'm going to come, and I just have to squeeze in some time. And so I made some time.
Favorite toppings on a burger?
Cheese and bacon.
That's it?
Oh, those are my favorite. No, but I'll put lettuce, tomato, relish, mustard, and relish. I used to be a ketchup guy, not so much anymore.
And
you want to taste the
side?
burger. It's got to be French fries. I'm not a salad.
Standard, just regular cut French fries?
Up until about a couple of weeks ago, it was just my regular French fries. Barb tried to get me to eat sweet potato fries. Never acquired a taste for it.
You like the ones on Bistro on Main?
Up until recently.
Great place on Main Street here in Milton, Bistro on Main.
Had the great roast beef sandwich. It comes with sweet potato fries.
Sandwiches are very good. Their sweet potato fries
They're amazing.
Are a must-have. I love sweet potato fries. It's hard to find a good one. Yep. They are excellent.
You
just got to be patient there. The service can be a little bit slow because they get busy, but it's worth it.
They get busy. It's well worth the wait. I mean, I was never a sweet potato guy. I've had those, and I think I'm turning a new leaf over. I'm a sweet potato guy now. I'll have those anyways. They're really yummy. And I brought that sandwich home one night for Barb. She loved it.
Okay, you're going to Jamaica in a few months. We talked about investment property. What's your favorite Jamaican food? Like, what are you going to eat? What are you looking forward to the most?
The most? Jerk chicken.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Rice and peas?
Yeah, it was okay. It's
plantain?
Yeah. Oh, I had that for the first
plantain?
time. Oh, we went to...
Coleslaw?
The coleslaw was okay, but the fried
Spicy
plantain...
gravy?
Yeah, of course. The gravy on the chicken.
Oh, man, now I'm getting hungry.
That fried plantain, I had it for the first time when we went ziplining. At the top of the mountain, they had a restaurant, so we had some time to kill, so we decided to go and grab a bite to eat. And so we tried some fried plantain. Oh, my goodness.
It's good, isn't it?
Whoa.
Well, thanks for being on episode 49, Steve. Nice chatting with you.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Hopefully you're back on the podcast before you go away again on your holiday. Top 4 places are?
Top 4 places are Woodstock, Guelph, Cambridge, and Grimsby.
There you go. Episode 49. Thanks, Cam.
Props. Thanks, Cam.
Good job, Steve.
Thank you.